daughter-in-law and grandson. I was a successful businessman for years, sitting here with you. It's a typical day. I had educators in both families. My dad played professional baseball with the St. Louis Browns in the past. My mother was our district's first female principal. She has a PhD in education. My family is big. I'm the youngest of 6. Brother and I turned to Sikhism as children. I went vegetarian and started meditation, yoga, and other activities. Yogi Bhajan, a spiritual teacher, taught me Kundalini Yoga, which I practiced extensively. Yes, and mine wasn't life-threatening, but hearing someone explain it makes me feel like I was there. These things are mostly true since I know what it is. Despite having it, I survived. The yoga term for samadhi, merging with the One, was what I experienced. I looked at each of samadhi's 7 stages and thought, I'm not that, not that, not that. I reached the 7th tier, perfect oneness with the cosmos, after this experience. Most importantly, it was a build-up. Thus, I practiced Kundalini Yoga extensively. I meditated for an hour and a half in the morning, about 2 o'clock, reading 6 scriptures and doing yoga kriyas. After that, our group sadhana would last from 4 until 6 a.m. I then went about my daily routine, working, school, etc. In the evenings at the ashram, we practiced Sat Kriya, putting your hands in the air, gazing at your third eye, and repeating Sat Nam for 31 minutes every day for 120 days. It was hard, sweaty, and difficult. We went from 3 to 5:11 to 15:22 to 31 minutes, increasing each minute. We counted down from 31 minutes to 120 days. I think the first 40 days were the most formative. The Sat Kriya drove my experiences in other realms, especially the etheric plane, more than anything else. It started slowly. After our 31-minute Sat Kriya, I fell asleep because I was fatigued from the day's events, and we did a layout, when you lay down and relax. I would also dream. The difference was that it happened every night. Therefore, it wasn't a dream. It made me feel like I was fluttering. I would wake up floating after a few minutes or an hour. The same thing happened when I laid down again. Therefore, it wasn't a dream. Hey, are you guys having this floating around, flying thing? I asked the other 2 males. One said, no, not me. I thought it was because I was participating in all the other things. All seemed to lead to this. I once had that swirling, flying encounter with another spirit, which taught me things my soul can do that aren't conceivable on Earth. She said you can do certain things. Swoop down into Earth from above if you like. She, a woman, said, try it. It's awesome. I followed, thinking it was okay, a little risky. My spirit touched the Earth, and it was wonderful, cheerful, and blissful. I experienced this constantly. After my morning program, I fell asleep. This flying object carried me back in time to a prior life. Previously, a spiked steel ball hit me in the head on the battlefield. It instantly wrecked my brain. I fell to the floor when I realized I couldn't handle it. When I woke up, I could feel the frigid air on my face and the blood pouring down my cheeks. This must be in India, I thought. I fought with our Southeast Guru, Guru Gobind Singh. I perished in war. I sat cross-legged like a yogi in this distant domain and felt blissful. Everything was perfect. I was saying this mantra, and I can still hear its echoes in the etheric plane. It wasn't my voice chanting or an echo, but I went over to explore because I thought, well, that's interesting. I wonder where that's coming from. Where is it echoing off of, or what is that? I solved the mystery. Earthlings chanted in honor of the battle-killed men. I could hear and replicate their chants for my spirit. I seemed to repeat it, not them. While thinking, okay, if I died on a battlefield with our guru, we're told that means martyrdom. That means you were liberated, that you no longer have to come back and relive a life again. I felt a spirit in this wonderful earth dimension. The voice reappeared and said, you did die and you were liberated, but you chose to be with Yogi Bhajan as he came through life again. I said, oh, okay, that makes sense. I finally understood why I was being missiled. It made me realize I think my life has a different significance. To serve and be with him. As a musician, I often performed for Kundalini Yoga. I wrote mantra-based music. I worked closely with him for his firm and enterprises, and we had excellent success. I believed that was my calling. I've realized all of this as I've lived here. Until my big one, I was exhausted from my lengthy sadhana. Never forgetting that, I lay down and closed my eyes. I felt this as I closed my eyes. I felt trembling all around. It was pure happiness, elation, and electricity. I'm in this great state. Before this, I had no idea. This is just me, I'm just me. Yet here I am. I cannot believe it. I doubt I can return if I close my eyes now. This place is too big. This appeared too big and infinite. This may be it for me. No death or near-death experience was involved. I was aware of my identity when I entered this enchanted ethereal dimension. Unbelievable to me. I gave up and said, "Okay, open your eyes." The energy was gone. Nothing special, just me and you conversing. Right here, doing my thing. Again aware of my identity and the significance of my deeds, I closed my eyes and was transported to that magnificent place. What was happening made sense to me. The mantra Aung San Wa Guru fills my being with happiness. I understood that is precisely how I feel. I am completely overcome with joy and contentment. It was a feeling, not an event. My spirit had always been this way, and now I felt it. I laughed without becoming high, unlike when I was younger, and might have smoked pot. This was part of my soul from the start. I suspected it, had a blast. After then, I knew I'm not just experiencing. God is this. Amazing, and I felt God's presence. I thought of God and me and God are one, another phrase. That is precisely what this is. I'm God, He's me, we're both one, complete feeling of total oneness. But before exploring more, I resisted the temptation, opened my eyes, and the energy stopped. If I did this, I feared I wouldn't return to my beloved life. I, like life in the ashram, am engaged and am not ready to die. Thus, I worried and didn't know how to fix this. By saying Ad Gure Nama, we can protect our eternal spirits. I decided to recite that for safety. Thus, I chanted it while opening and closing my eyes, and returned to infinite happiness and oneness instantly. I thought, I don't feel like this is going to protect me. I think I need something more. I'm not sure, I don't know what it is, but I was fatigued from the morning sadhana and wanted to sleep. After that, I thought, okay, something's got to change here. I opened my eyes and continued. I said, you know what, I know what I'll do. I've got my spiritual teacher, who is a master yogi, and people like that can control the elements. They live in both worlds at the same time, have an awareness of those heavens, the etheric realm, and they are also here with us. They can do stuff with that. I said, okay, I'm going to call on him and have him protect this experience I'm having because I really want it. It's awesome, off the charts, beautiful, fantastic, and I want the experience. I want to go as far as I can with it, but I'd like some protection. I felt his presence when I called. As I said, sir, I want to have this experience. It's amazing. I can't believe how much ecstasy it is. It's infinite, beautiful. I want to have the full experience, but I want some protection. Will you protect me? He replied. Go ahead, I'll cover you. Hearing that gave me the confidence to say, okay, awesome, now I'm covered. I closed my eyes and was transported back to that place. I saw God then. I saw God as masculine energy everywhere. He made everything. This energy is immaculate, effortless, unlimited, and always has been and always will be. A kind, compassionate female spirit arrived suddenly. I could only sense this feminine energy holding me like a mother. My finest type of love is the original sacred love, the only love. The second event was a feminine hug, which gave love and happiness. After then, it changed to all right. Now I was kind of free. I was able to escape this blissful, loving hug and fly across the heavens on my back. The first thing I did was ascend into a sky blue ether 15 to 20 feet above me, resembling a rainbow. Now that I've accepted the experience and recognized I can travel as far as I want, everything is okay. Thus, I'm relaxing and accepting everything, the complete route that led to this. That sky blue ether is stealing my breath away, and I'm thrilled. Simply said, the bliss is greater than before. After that, I entered a band of ether that was a beautiful, solid royal blue, and I flew through it, finding it even more joyful than the preceding ether. I then flew through a dark purple ether, almost black. Additionally, it was astounding. I instantly entered this brilliant light. Sky was wide and limitless. Our relationship is like looking at the sky, only I'm the sky. This and that are part of me and are here for my spirit to find, understand, and journey through. I could not look at that brightness. It was too powerful. We had an eclipse recently, right? Extreme brightness from the sun can cause eye strain and other visual issues. It was so intense you could have blew your brains out staring at it. It was different here. Despite its brightness, staring at it didn't strain my eyes. But then I thought, well, I'm going to fry my eyes out. No, you're not. Surrender to all of it. I became more entranced as I let the great light take over. However, it was broad and fascinating while intensifying. You are this sky's infinite expanse. You can go as you like. This is for fun. I plan to see it all and follow it then. My perception changed instantly. They evolved from, my teacher claimed the Bible boils down to behold. I thought that is so true. Looking up at the sky, which I compared to heaven, was like seeing the most incredible, boundless God ever. Unbelievable, that was all. In that state, my focus shifts and I feel a force pulling me in a tight circle. Honestly, I was surprised. I wanted to keep seeing, moving, and developing into this endless brightness, but my waist was tugged. I wondered, what is that? I refocused and thought, oh, that's right. My teacher said he's going to protect me. He's got me covered. God alone knows how, but he tied himself around my waist and pulled me. As soon as I thought, oh, now I know what's going on, I'm coming back into my body, I felt his hands pulling me down, and I fell from heaven, through the others, and into the other location before landing solidly in my body. I only felt gravity at first. I didn't know better. He taught me that there are 3 blue ethers that hold the soul in the body on earth, and I said, yeah, I experienced that. I think he said 4, but mine were 3. Just reading the 7 levels has been my only experience with them. As I move through the stages, has anyone heard of Sadhguru? A famous Hindu teacher outlined the 7 stages. I can't paraphrase them, but as I read each one, I kept thinking, no, I'm not any of those. When I reached the last one, the highest level of samadhi, it was like my soul was bursting into the infinite soul and light, where everything is interconnected and originated from a single creator. I survived, and the rest didn't matter. A simple okay. I definitely felt that 6th one. So I did that. I believe Sadhguru said merging back into one's origin is the aim of existence and everyone's aspiration. I think people describe numerous death techniques. You're expected to return to your supreme consciousness after death to evaluate your life and decide if you've learned. We all reach supreme consciousness after leaving this world and our bodies. Everybody evaluates themselves in this situation. You won't find judgment anywhere. That is God, us, with souls and selves. Since there is only one God, your consciousness has changed from personal to I am with the one Creator who has made everything and is all that is. Items are shown to different people. People claim to see past lives, deceased loved ones, the future, or even God through plant and animal vibrations. I hear these stories often. They can feel the universe's pulse, and all vibrations are same. What do you think? Is that common in your interviews? I also discovered our soul's fate. I believe in one God. Theological phrases like, oh, God is one, God is infinite, etc. are still accurate, but they are meaningless rhetoric. You will have a fresh, enlightened experience if you feel it. I'm just a Kundalini yoga devotee. That is my teaching, belief system, knowledge, and what I want to share. I will encourage others to do that. I respect all methods, because multiple traditions and schools of thinking teach the same thing. I revere all religions. Ultimately, they're all saying the same thing. I revere everything. Kundalini yoga is my way. I met God in less than 40 days of intensive yoga, which is short for a simple guide like myself. I want to encourage everyone to try Kundalini yoga since it has brought me so much joy and happiness. Instead of doing it alone, consult the teacher. You must study breathing exercises, navel pumping, tuning in, and everything else to get it right. That's my message, since it leads to love and light. I believe them brought me